made it to Caravan Rebot. So, just past this wall is the desert. Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Haytham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose them? They were...
More Aramite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you along. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favor. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I...
You really gave Paimon a scare, Al-Haytham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia...
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged... And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can offer. Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. Which brings me back to you, and why you're... The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, you... To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something.
Al-Haytham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices a...
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the Academia, but that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge capsule. No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you...
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't...
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than any...
It's always better to travel with someone you know.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert.
Whoa, this landscape is really something.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia.
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your act.
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not—
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Paimon doesn't think he's as bad.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless—
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra set.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, as far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been have you been given a mission that's— If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and reason?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two! Ugh! What you would do, Traveler?
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna—
Yeah, sure looks that way. 2 giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lore, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick— Hey, did either of you hear a word I—
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is—
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard—
All right, stop yelling.
Wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sands... Please, let me introduce myself. I am
Our savior has come at... Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each...
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should... As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your... And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make up. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the...
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear.
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a... Rather, I've chosen...
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found... I began to realize that they were cautious. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission... The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages.
So they...
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sage. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the same. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels... Well, Sino, if that's your story, then...
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation between all... The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler.
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and
Yes. I was indeed tapped.
Oh, Haytham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me.
a most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely, that divine knowledge. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary. Incapable...
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you, so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while in...
Criminals do love to talk about coincidence.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well.
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no... After all,
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can... Answer me this. Did the sages share any...
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia.
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence.
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your And now you, Dia. I believe it.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homeyan, I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru village for a visit. I was actually but then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It took me
Is that all? Well, I will admit that.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much,
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home.
Creatures? In the sandstorm?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright?
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go.
Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with this
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've
Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Rain outlines your fate.
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up?
Orders given. Orders received.
The wind knows me.
Higher, higher, dance on fire!
One with nature.
The creature stopped appearing. Was that the last?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the... I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone...
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time.
I can't say they've always been common. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in...
Another effect of Irminsul's whip. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and since
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single
Village Keeper? Who are they?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by... But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to...
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you...
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty, I will eliminate you.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better... Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
Time to go.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has... The academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad... Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse, suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright. Almost after that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor their activities.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they call...
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears... So, what do you make of the story? Really?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely...
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. The academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more... In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her...
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. How can this be? To think. Our Archon has...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use. But easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads. Excuse me, are you here to help me find... Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me...
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me...
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around... I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. Ethan wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went.
All right. But first...
Sino is super vigilant.
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you.
I had a feeling he...
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment, and unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very... Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although one summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling Grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to be... So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize it's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa."
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship, or it's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching.
Huh? What did you...
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word...
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Hey, Isak! Oh, it's you guys! We've cleared everything up! Let's go find your grandpa! Really? Wow! Yeah!
All right. Let's ask the local...